Hi friends, how are you all doing today? And thank you so much for the people who are connected with me even on this Sunday. Now today's topic is going to be very interesting and it is a little bit different than how people have perceived technology and looked at it from the mindset of threat. But before we get into the detail of it, for the people who are new, my name is Rakesh Raj. I am IT career and leadership coach. I help participants in order to grow and excel in their career. So if someone who is here and looking for a job change, a better career, and someone who is looking to get into the role of leadership, I can be possibly in a position to help you. Please connect with me in the WhatsApp group which is provided in the channel link. And also I have trained close to 10,000 participants myself, and I have been in a position to give valuable result to that. So if you wish to know more about it, you can probably go to the testimonial section. Now, before I begin today's topic, those who are with me in the chat, what do you feel about today's topic? Any views, anything that you would like to share? For the people who are with me, I can read the topic one more time if you have not seen the description of it. So the topic is very clear. Robots are here to help human resource. Now, what all comes in your mind by reading this particular topic? Yes, certainly. Good. Thank you. I give you 15 seconds. The people who are with me, they can put what they have perceived about this topic, and if they have some awareness about what they have been seeing currently in the hiring trend and how the robots or artificial intelligence is helping the way hiring is done today. Meanwhile, those who do not have, they can quickly grab a piece of paper and a pen that can help you to probably take notes of some of the idea that flows through your mind while listening to this. I'm not saying that you will have to write exactly what I'm saying, but at the same time, when you're listening to it, it might generate some new thoughts and initiative even within your own mind. Please don't forget to capture that because it's like you are getting some insight out of your own self, and if you do not be aware about it, then you will even be ignorant about your learning which you have in your mind. So I would strongly encourage that you should write whatever you are getting from the session, and at the same time, if there is any thought that flows and directly indirectly connect you to the topic or can help you lead in some ways in what you are doing, then please do make a note of these things because thoughts will completely fly away from your mind if you do not capture it, act on it, and convert it into something really meaningful. In a day, we get numerous number of thoughts, so it is important for you that if you are getting a thought which you want to explore and learn more about at a later stage, then you should capture it so that you can probably bring some action plan on how to learn more in that particular area and how to capitalize that thought in order for your growth. Now, we'll quickly jump into today's topic. Now, this topic explores how automation and artificial intelligence is transforming the field of hiring itself and how exactly it is setting a benchmark in the hiring trend. We all are aware that if there is any task which is very repetitive, monotonous, and at times boring, then the possibility of human doing it without any error would be quite low, because in most of the time the person is trying to do that task without getting fully involved in it, because somewhere they do not value that task to the extent where it needs to be. And being human, you will get some of the other thought while working upon something of priority. So there is a possibility that if you are not fully engaged into what you are doing, even if it is monotonous, then eventually you will make some mistakes and error. But on the other side, robots or anything which is technical is completely emotionless, which means you can tap into this power and they will not resist in doing the same repetitive task again and again and again, provided you give the necessary source which helps them to do that task in an efficient way. If you have trained it to a level that they do it with 95% accuracy, then that will be maintained throughout. And if you train them well enough and make it do up to 100%, then it does the same task with 100% efficiency. Same is completely true even with the hiring trend. Robots are already helping the way recruiting is happening. In order to screen the resume in today's world, we see if there is one opening, there are close to 1,000 applicants who are willing to take up that job. It is very difficult for a single human or humans to go through it and try to scan all the resume in a very faster and efficient way. But by using technology, we can be in a position to expedite that work with the criteria that is in alignment with the job role. Now, even when it comes to interviewing people, up to certain level, a robot can be of some help to understand the basic know-how of an individual with regard to that job. Yes, I understand that probably there could be certain variation which a robot may not be in a position to deal with, but then if it is able to do this particular task, it comes out as a helping hand, because a robot will not mind doing that task 24 bar 7 as long as it is getting enough source of fuel which can help it to drive. So in a way, there is no emotion, no stress, no anxiety, no feeling of work pressure in the mind of a robot, and that can eventually help HR, because they are always loaded with lot of things when the recruitment is at its peak. Some of the tasks which are monotonous, which doesn't require too much of thinking, but it's more like a repetitive task, can be handed over to a technology so that they can start focusing about some strategical way of improving the hiring trend. Even the robot can help you to engage employee well post hiring. In order to get some activity done for employee, a technology can be very useful. Robotics can help us to involve and engage employee really well. That eventually is a part of HR's job function. But if they are not able to spend enough time in that area, in a way, employees start becoming disconnected with the organization, which is a really big threat. I have given some previous video in the same series, and you can have a look at it, wherein we have spoken about employee well-being, the great resignation, and those videos can also help you to understand if they are not engaged, then they will either not be with that workforce or they will be there only with partial commitment, which is more dangerous because if you have an employee who is not motivated enough at the workplace, then they will eventually find way out to find something else which is of more interest to them. So it is very important to make sure that an action is put in this direction. Before I proceed further, I'll take a pause, and for the people who are with me on the chat, can post some of the question, or probably if you have some more ways to bring across to me how it can help improving the hiring trend as well as to the HR, then please feel free to do so. I'll give you quick 30 seconds. Thank you. Good. Okay. So yeah, we will try adding those things as well. Now, let me quickly look at that by doing this monotonous task, what we are eventually improving is efficiency and effectiveness of the task. Because if a task, particularly for the role of HR, which is going to map a particular profile to an individual, if that is not done with an efficiency, then the disadvantage is either we will have somebody who is not a fit for the job doing that job, or the worst part, people who are fit to do that job will not get hired because there is no way to get that distinction properly. So, this job being so crucial, efficiency becomes key in order to drive it. Accuracy. Now, with so much data coming into picture, if there is even a minor lack of accuracy with respect to any representation, either in terms of the result or in terms of anything, which can again create a chaos in the hiring process or get a wrong candidate mapped to a job, then that's really alarming. So, by using technology, we can increase in this particular area. Now, obviously, as we have earlier also spoken, that if a human is doing a repetitive and boring task, chances of human error will be higher. To improve the quality, also, we can be in a position to use technology that will create lot of benefit to the way hiring is done. And at times, being human, we all tend to get some amount of biasness. There could be someone who is biased to hire a male candidate because they might have been judgmental that this particular work can be done by a male candidate. On the other side, there could be someone who would be biased to hire a female candidate, or on the other side there could be other biases wherein a human get connected to the emotional aspect of another human, but on the other side the skill set part or the relevance of the job part to some extent is ignored. Then eventually the person who got hired for that particular role is not the right fit to do that job. So that actually becomes a bigger cost to the company in longer run. So this particular technological intervention can help us to reduce those biases and improve the quality as well as decrease the cost of hiring, because if each task has to be manually done by human, then the amount of workforce which will be needed will be going to be very high. So now what we need to look at it, that the role of robotics or technology should not be considered as threat, because many times I have seen people fearing with AI increasing its dimension that probably the jobs would be lost. But what is not thought through is that the same job can be delivered in a better and faster and efficient way by taking help of AI. Yes, the expectation from a specific profile for the same job might increase, because the need of becoming a bit technical savvy will increase in almost all the job role. So your ability to be in a position to learn and constantly look out for things that can help you to upskill, upgrade, and enhance your career will be a right thought, because if you do not take action at this stage, eventually AI will take over. And if you are not going to go with the wave, then in a way you will continue to stay. The trend will continue to increase, and at one point in time, you will find yourself a complete misfit for the same role which you have been doing for the ages, because you have not changed yourself with the trends and technology. Now, before I move further, for the people who are with me in the chat, if they can quickly share how they are using either robotics or artificial intelligence in their day-to-day work in order to do their work faster. This will help me to prepare some upcoming video wherein I can try connecting the way technology can be of some help to different profiles, and that will give you some flavor of your own profile. So I'll give you quick 1 minute. Please post it to me. Thank you. Yes, we can use there. Absolutely. Yes. Meanwhile, the people who are new to artificial intelligence or tools around it, there is a website which is by the name futurepedia.io. Probably you can log into that, see a lot of tools which can be of some help with respect to the role that you need to play day in and day out, and probably you can find out how you can cut the monotonous work which you have to do, and probably some of it you might not even be liking it, but it has to be done as a part of your job. And if you can find a way to get that work done with the help of technology, then there is nothing better than that. Please feel free to text. Thank you. Meanwhile, I appreciate all your patience today to be with me on a Sunday. I hope this time has helped you in some or the other ways. Constant learning is one of the motto that we have in this particular channel. So, in any which ways, if it is helping your learning and growth, then it is serving the purpose for which it has been launched. Now, coming towards the final conclusion section of this particular topic. So we have seen so far how robotics or artificial intelligence can help in recruitment, screening, onboarding the candidate in order to manage the engagement of employees, in order to manage the performance of the employee, in order to do some of the other things which can be done with the help of technology in a faster, efficient, and accurate way, then it should always be used in the direction where it is needed. Now, please understand, anything wherein you see a repetition, you should always find a way to look for a technical thing that can help you to get this job done without your intervention. So, the more you are in favor of using automation, whether you are listening to this as HR or as any other profile, the more you would be in a position to make most out of work and more creative at your work by freeing yourself from some of the tasks that could be done in a better way by taking help of machines. Now, the focus going forward for most role, apart from doing some of these tasks at some interval, should move towards strategic and also towards the area wherein they can develop their own skill and competency to embrace the digital power in order to drive their work better. They can become much more data driven by taking help of a lot of analytics and reports which this technology is giving, so that when they are making a decision or when they are looking to make a change within the organization, they should have enough evidential support in order to make things better. Most importantly, it increases fairness, reliability, efficiency, and effectiveness in the entire hiring process. That makes it very helpful for the right candidate to reach the right employment. So, whether you are listening it as an employee or an employer, start thinking about how technology is currently controlling the way you are getting hired and which all part are getting read by a technological tool, so that you can always align yourself in those particular categories and make your impression better in the rule that has been set in the mind of a machine. From an employer perspective, if you are not using technological technological thing in an effective manner within your workplace, particularly for a work like hiring, which is going to be tremendous if it is the peak hiring season, then you should start thinking about how the same can be facilitated within the current workforce, so that the effectiveness of the workforce will increase, the amount of work that can be cumulatively done will increase, the decision making power will increase, the amount of analytics and research behind any such thing will increase, and the core workforce can be used in order to give more strategical and result oriented output. So I appreciate all your patience for being with me till now. Thank you for listening. I will stay here for another 2 minutes for the people who are with me in the chat, so that if there is anything they need to ask, you can feel free to ask. Thank you so much for spending your Sunday around this evening hours of the day and making this video a good message for you and your company. I respect the entire hiring process, and I wish all the best to anybody who is looking for a job or who is looking to hire people for their workforce. Thank you so much. It was pleasure talking to you guys today. Thank you.